People always think that they need the best strategy out there. They need to develop the next best thing where they get a really high risk to reward and something really advanced that people don't know about. But the truth is, you don't. You probably have enough trading knowledge already. You've observed the pair and the session you're trading long enough to have a bias on where do you think the market is going. Instead of trying to do something crazy, like always trying to get like a 1 to 6, 1 to 10 R, try actually lowering your risk reward ratio and don't always trade on the 1 minute time frame. Try to imagine this. You trade on the 1 minute time frame, you set a really high risk reward and you get stopped out, and then the price moves in your favor. The issue with this approach is that banks, institutions, smart money don't always care about the 1 minute time frame. It's a lot of times it's the algorithms that are trading these time frames. And what's important is to be on side with the banks, the institutions, and smart money, and understand the narrative and understand where price is likely to go next. So what ends up happening is that people aim for really high risk reward ratio, really insane setups, and then they get stopped out and it doesn't work that well and they don't get the setup that often. And you can always have these setups. I use these setups as well on the 1 minute time frame with really high risk reward ratio, but they don't appear every single day. So what you need to be doing is aiming for 1 to 2, 1 to 3 R specifically. And 1 to 2 is actually incredible because it gives you so many opportunities. Because when you don't get your A+ setup, you can't just go into the 1 minute and expect a break of structure or a market structure shift on the 1 minute to always work. Most of the time it doesn't get respected. And you see this in backtesting, that you don't have an edge on that time frame all of the time. That's just the truth. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's not because you don't have a good enough strategy. It's just that the market is random on lower time frames a lot of the time, and you can't always predict it and use it as an entry. Higher time frames hold higher power. The higher the time frame, the more reliable it is. For example, if you're aiming for previous day high or low, that's more likely because it's a daily time frame. If you see that previous day low is likely to be taken out, then it's more obvious that that's going to happen than something on a lower time frame. And that's just the truth. So by focusing more on what's more likely to happen on higher time frames and not always taking an entry based on the 1 minute, you're more likely to succeed in this game long term. But let's imagine that you go into the market and let's say that you don't have a fancy strategy at all. And I'm going to prove this. I'm currently doing a challenge with a strategy that's not fancy or advanced at all. And I'm going to prove that this challenge is going to work. And the next video, I'm going to show you the results of the challenge and the trades I took and how it's going. Just to prove that it's not a fancy strategy and I take losses as well. I'm just playing this game long term. So imagine that I go in without a fancy strategy. I trade when I see opportunities and I don't break my rules. I have proper risk management and I don't revenge trade. I don't do anything stupid. I just stay super disciplined. I'm going to prove to you how, without a fancy strategy, with a simple, boring strategy that any one of you could follow, I'm going to prove that I can pass phase 1, phase 2, and get a payout. And currently, these are the trades I took today. Unfortunately, they didn't work out, and I lost around 1.5% totally, but I don't trade to win. I trade to train my mind, and it's almost like playing chess or some other type of game where I don't really care that much about winning all the time. I just care about developing, following my plan, following my rules, and proving to myself that I can execute without hesitation, without doing anything foolish. And I just want to prove that without any fancy strategy, you can succeed. So I also have my fancy strategies as well. I'm currently using them on larger accounts, 100K accounts, 200K accounts. And if you're interested in that type of strategy and my daily market analysis and how I look at the market, then click the link in the bio to join the Discord, link below, and I'll help you from there. Good luck.